Please be advised this podcast features AI cloned voices created with human oversight. All content is reviewed by experts for accuracy and relevance. Welcome to IADS Retail Park, where we're greening the retail landscape. I'm your host, Maya, and today we're diving into the world of eco-certification with a focus on Ecocert, a pioneer in the field since 1991. As sustainability becomes increasingly crucial in retail, understanding certifications like Ecocert is more important than ever. Joining me today is our guest expert, Anshita, Head of Analyses and Perspectives at the International Association of Department Stores. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me, Maya. I'm excited to share my insights on Ecocert and its impact on the retail industry. And you're absolutely right about the importance of this topic. And it's worth noting that while our discussion is grounded in 2021 research, the principles and significance of eco-certification have only grown since then. Ecocert has become a global benchmark for organic and ecological labeling, operating in over 130 countries. Its relevance spans multiple retail categories, making it particularly significant for department stores.
Let's start by breaking down what Ecocert actually is. Anshita, what sets it apart in the world of eco certifications?
Well, Ecocert is a certification body that focuses on verifying environmental and social standards across various sectors, including agri-food, cosmetics, textiles, and home care products. What's unique is their holistic approach. They assess the entire supply chain, from raw materials to the finished product.
So it's not just about the end product, but the entire process?
That's exactly the point. EcoCert certifications cover everything from organic farming practices to fair trade principles. They've developed a comprehensive system that examines the full life cycle of a product, including packaging and distribution. This rigorous approach has established EcoCert as an essential reference in France and internationally, guaranteeing the confidence of both professionals and consumers.
Can you give us some examples of the specific areas Ecocert covers?
Yeah, of course. EcoCert certifies a wide range of products and services. For instance, in the cosmetics industry, they've developed the Cosmos standard in collaboration with other European certification bodies. The standard ensures that cosmetic products labeled as organic or natural meet strict criteria for ingredient sourcing, production processes, and environmental impact.
What about other retail sectors?
EcoCert's reach extends far beyond cosmetics. They also certify textiles, ensuring that products contain a minimum percentage of natural or recycled materials. For food products, EcoCert verifies organic farming practices and fair trade principles. They even certify cleaning products and home care items to ensure they meet ecological standards.
Walk us through the Ecocert certification process, Anshita. What does it take for a product to earn that seal of approval?
The process is quite rigorous and involves several steps. It begins with a company submitting an application for certification. EcoCert then conducts an initial review to ensure the company understands all the standards requirements and to define the project specifications.
And after the initial review?
If the application is accepted, EcoCert issues a formal contract. This contract outlines all the important rules and conditions. Once signed, it marks the official beginning of the certification journey.
What happens next?
The next crucial step is the initial evaluation. This involves both a documentary assessment and an on site audit. EcoCert auditors visit the company's location to verify compliance with all relevant standards. They check everything from production processes to record keeping practices.
That sounds thorough. How often do these audits occur?
The certification process operates on an annual cycle, Maya. After the initial certification, there are regular surveillance audits to ensure ongoing compliance. The frequency and intensity of these audits can vary based on a risk analysis conducted by EcoCert.
And what about the specific requirements for certification?
The requirements vary depending on the product category. For example, in textiles, products need at least 50% natural or recycled materials for the made with X% sustainable material label, and 70% for the full ecological textile certification. They prohibit GMOs, synthetic perfumes, and require biodegradable or recyclable packaging.
That's quite stringent. What about cosmetics?
For cosmetics under the Cosmos standard, the requirements are equally strict. A beauty care product can only be Cosmos Organic certified if at least 95% of the plants it contains are organic, and at least 20% of the total ingredients are organic. For natural cosmetics, while they don't need to contain organic ingredients, they still need to meet strict criteria for naturalness and environmental impact.
How does Ecocert certification specifically benefit retailers, especially department stores?
The comprehensive nature of Ecocert certification is particularly valuable for department stores. It offers a unified sustainability standard that customers can recognize across various product categories, from clothing to cosmetics. This can simplify sustainability messaging for retailers and build consumer trust.
Can you elaborate on how it builds consumer trust?
The comprehensive nature of EcoCert certification is particularly valuable for department stores. It offers a unified sustainability standard that customers can recognize across various product categories, from clothing to cosmetics. This can simplify sustainability messaging for retailers and build consumer trust.
That makes total sense. But it's not without its challenges, right?
The comprehensive nature of EcoCert certification is particularly valuable for department stores. It offers a unified sustainability standard that customers can recognize across various product categories, from clothing to cosmetics. This can simplify sustainability messaging for retailers and build consumer trust.
Are there any other challenges retailers should be aware of?
Yes, though I'd add that implementing EcoCert standards can require significant changes to supply chains and production processes. This can be costly and time consuming for retailers. However, many find that the long term benefits in terms of consumer trust and brand reputation outweigh these initial challenges.
We've talked a lot about product certification, but I understand EcoCert also certifies services, including logistics. Can you tell us more about that?
Absolutely, Maya, and that ties into a relatively new and exciting development in the world of eco certification. EcoCert now offers certification for logistics providers, which is particularly relevant for e commerce businesses. An EcoCert certified logistics provider commits to rigorous standards of transparency and environmental responsibility throughout their operations. This includes everything from energy use in warehouses to the packaging materials used for shipping.
Why is this important for e commerce businesses?
In today's market, Maya, the success of an e commerce business isn't just about the quality of products. Efficient and sustainable logistics play a crucial role in customer satisfaction and loyalty. Consumers increasingly expect companies to take concrete steps to reduce the ecological footprint of their activities, including delivery and packaging.
Can you give us an example of a company that's embraced this?
Definitely, and one example, for instance, is Logiseo, a specialist in e commerce logistics, received EcoSat certification in May 2024. This certification demonstrates their commitment to sustainable and ethical logistics practices. By partnering with an EcoCert certified logistics provider like Logiseo, e commerce businesses can ensure that their commitment to sustainability extends throughout their supply chain.
I appreciate you sharing that insight, Anshita. What are some of the specific benefits for e commerce businesses?
Working with an EcoCert certified logistics provider can help e commerce businesses stand out from the competition. It can strengthen their brand image, attract environmentally conscious consumers, and even open doors to new partnerships with other eco minded businesses. Additionally, it can simplify administrative procedures related to organic product handling and potentially lead to cost savings through optimized, sustainable logistics processes.
Looking ahead, what do you see as the future of EcoCert and eco certification in retail?
I think we're going to see continued expansion and refinement of eco certification standards, Maya. As consumer awareness of environmental issues grows, there will likely be increasing demand for transparent, reliable certification across all aspects of retail.
Any specific areas you think will see significant development?
I expect we'll see more focus on circular economy principles. This might include certifications for products designed for easy repair or recycling, or for businesses that have implemented closed loop production systems.
Well put. That's a conclusion I've also contemplated. What about technological innovations?
Technology will definitely play a big role, Maya. We might see the integration of blockchain for enhanced traceability or the use of AI and IoT devices to monitor and optimize sustainable practices in real time. Ecocert and other certification bodies will need to stay ahead of these developments to ensure their standards remain relevant and robust.
How do you think retailers should prepare for these future developments?
Retailers should view sustainability not just as a compliance issue, but as a core part of their business strategy. This means investing in sustainable practices and technologies now, even if they're not yet required by certification standards. It also means fostering a culture of continuous improvement and innovation when it comes to sustainability.
Before we conclude, what are the key takeaways for retail professionals considering EcoCert certification?
I'd highlight four main points, Maya. First, EcoCert's global recognition makes it valuable for international retail. Second, its comprehensive nature covers multiple product categories under one certification system. Third, while implementing EcoCert standards can be challenging, the long term benefits in terms of consumer trust and brand reputation are significant. Finally, retailers should view EcoCert certification not as an end goal, but as part of an ongoing commitment to sustainability and innovation.
Those are excellent points. Any final thoughts before we sign off for the day?
I just want to emphasize that as we look to the future of retail, sustainability is only going to become more important. Certifications like EcoCert provide a valuable framework for retailers to demonstrate their commitment to environmental and social responsibility. By embracing these standards now, retailers can position themselves at the forefront.
I appreciate your time today, Anchita, and for sharing your expertise in making this topic so accessible to our audience. Thank you for joining us today on IAD's Retail Park. The story of EcoCert reminds us that sustainability in retail is not just about following trends, but about setting new standards for environmental and social responsibility. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe wherever you get your podcasts and leave us a review. Your feedback helps us continue bringing actionable insights from the world of retail innovation. Remember, in retail, those who adapt and innovate are the ones who thrive. See you on our next episode.